Hello, Divine Sunshiners. This is Divine Sunshine coming to you for your weekend special edition. I have been busy. I apologize for not being able to be on here. However, it's just that I'm been busy, and I seen on one of the videos they were stating why the Divine Feminines, if any of you all have been as busy as I am, we're been busy because they say the Spirit wants us to take our focus off the Divine Masculine and put it on self, where they put like a whole bunch of like, shoo, here's a whole bunch of stuff that I had to do personally, for family, work, organization, everything. And so it's just been really a whirlwind tour. Things that I had to go through this week. Trying to see is there any kind of messages. The Divine Masculine has been kind of really going through some things karmically. I know I've seen on a lot of channels they were saying that it's time to kind of wrap things up karmically, or a lot of tower moments were going to happen to make sure to give that extra push to the Divine Masculine. I can see it for myself, for my own viewing my own Divine Masculine, some things that he's going through this kind of karmically, that, you know, part of me is like, okay, see, now it's your turn. All that stuff is kind of coming home to roost. And you know, it's kind of hard as a person that's kind of viewing it, that, you know, a person that you love, but at the same time you like, you gotta split yourself in half. Like the ego is like, well, I'm sorry, that's kind of what you get. And it's the other part, you say, but that's the other half of me. I don't want to see him suffer. But, you know, you kind of find yourself, if you're in a position where you are in communications, or you kind of know what's going on with your Divine Masculine, whether it's 3D or 50, you kind of see those things kind of going on, and you're like, okay, now I've got to be Christ-like at all times. But then at the same time, the ego is one to kind of talk and say, yeah, where it goes around, comes back around. But, you know, that's not, let me stop with that evil laugh. That is not how we're supposed to be thinking. So you can see karmically how a lot of these things are doing. They were saying also kind of watch it with your thoughts, because we're kind of easy with manifestation here lately. And so, you know, especially karmically, making sure that your thoughts and your intentions are pure when you're doing things, because you don't want that to kind of come back. Although they're saying karma, some people say karma is over with, but just kind of watch it. You know, we're trying to get to the point that we want union with ourselves first, and we want union on the outside. And so we've got to really be very cautious as to the things that we're doing ourselves. Also, I want to make a point, since we're at this point where we're really easily manifesting things, get very super sensitive and be very guarded to yourself, to the information in which you are hearing. That came to me and you are seeing. So watch some of these YouTube videos or things that you're watching that if it easily triggers you or starts you to kind of thinking negatively, I say automatically start kind of turning it off. Now, if it helps you in kind of saying, okay, I see the problem, I see what things I got to change, then stick with it. But if it's at that point that it gets you kind of thinking that woe is me kind of attitude, then it's time to let it go. Another thing very quickly that I want to draw to your attention, you know, really I woke up this morning thinking about I woke up this morning with my mind stayed on Jesus. Yeah, I did too. That too. But about astrology. I told you about numerology. Kind of get your numerology chart for this year. Also, astrology. Since this is the year of self, Spirit told me that we should really start looking at our astrology, what we are as far as signs, to kind of see what are some things that we really need to kind of pinpoint and really make sure as far as self, since we have those characteristics being born at a certain time with certain energies, that we should be working on to develop and strengthen. Like me being an Aries, I know we're independent, leadership, you know, just very fiery. We kind of get things started. We're initiators of things. Look at the positive things. See some kind of things within your life that you kind of falling short in when you look at the positive traits that go along with your sign. And then from there, see what kind of ways in which you could work on strengthening that this year. So I think there was a card that had an intentions card that said, what's your virtues? Look through that and create a list, and kind of maybe Spirit is saying, like, take one of those virtues each month, those things, characteristics they say about you, and say, you know, this is what I'm going to work on this week. This month I'm going to work on leadership. Each month I know within myself, I usually take on the theme that's saying, okay, this month is going to be all about this. You know, this is January. Most of the time I try to take the first initial of the letter of the month, and then I'll kind of take it from there and say, okay, January, this is going to be a joyous January. You know, everything's going to be about joy this month. And so that kind of sets the intention so that everything vibrates in that direction. So those are just some key things, the elements, my little sunshine's rays of wisdom that I'm sprinkling at the beginning of it. All right, so let's kind of get into it. This part I really missed, but, you know, like I said, Spirit, nothing this happens just clear. Wanted me to take some time out and say, okay, stop the masculine and start kind of concentrating on you, which was helping him to kind of get himself together as well, because I did see some things changing. Like I said, you know, with them going through this kind of tower moment, dealing with their own karma, you know, just really all you can do is right now for the Divine Masculine, just send them a lot of love that's going on. Hey, that's happened before. Okay. Let me see. What is it for the Divine Feminine? That's all of us. Let me stop talking. Let's see. What's the intention for this weekend? Ooh, you got homework. And what's the intention for the Divine Masculine? I had told my Divine Masculine I had played Shekinah Walker's Shekinah Glories song, I praise you, praise is what I do, because I felt that really this is something that the Divine Masculine has got to learn. The lyrics say, praise is what I do when I want to get close to you. I praise you at all times. So, you know, say, praise is what I do when I want to get close to you. I praise you at all times. Praises. So no matter what my circumstances, I will praise you while I can. Through the good times and the bad, I come to praise you. And I think that the Divine Masculines are coming to that point. Some of them, there's just like, you know, the universe is saying, we're telling you why these karmic situations, why these lessons is coming, is because first of all, we want to bring you close to your divinity, or to the universe, or God, if you're religious. And we want you to get to the point that, like, really start praising, start seeing the good, to get yourself out of these situations. And then also the good and the bad, because the Divine Masculine has gotten to the point they have such a some of them have such a low vibration intentions about seeing themselves getting out of these situations when it comes to the karmic situations, that, you know, you're singing songs, thinking more thoughts of lower, higher vibrations, kind of helps to lift your spirit and helps you to get you elevated and start attracting more and better, he said resources, well, that's true, more and better situations, people to help you get out your circumstance, start changing it vibrationally, kind of transform, and energetically starts changing it and shifting the environment. So that is something in which it was brought to me, and I shared it with my Divine Master, why he's going through his little situation that to let him know that, you know, you got to kind of learn how to praise through the good and the bad. You just got to really do that. Okay, so now the intentions for this weekend overall is, what question would you ask a fortune teller? So if somebody could tell you what your future would be, what would things that you might want or your desires, what question would that be? So you need to kind of really, with the fortune teller, the divine, to me, is always the divine that's within you. So what question do you need to ask yourself? In the divine spirit within you. So like I told you in the last video that I had did with you, you know, talk to the inner child, talk to your higher self, talk to, you know, God or the universe, talk to Mother Gaia. You know, I've just heard a lot of channels, just everybody's pretty much saying the same thing, is just do a lot of conversing and talking these things out. So that is, to me, when they're saying your dreams, and they're saying dreams at the top. So really start conversing and talking to a lot of those higher entities or higher powers, I call that, the powers that be, about how can you get closer to your dream. That's fun. That's his song. He likes that song. My Divine Masculine, Closer to My Dreams, by Gape. I always mispronounce it, her thing. That's his thing, and that's the same thing. So Divine Feminine, you need to work on partnership. Now partnership, to me, according to these intent cards, would be looking at how you can bring either partnership within yourself, partnership in the 5D, partnership in the 3D. So it says invite, be present, open, accepting, non-judgmental, smile. So that's the first thing. So be where you are right now. Stop thinking about the future. Start thinking about the past, things that had happened that occur with your Divine Masculine. In the 3D things, be open. Invite new things, like I told you before, to not expect the unexpected, not to always be expecting things to happen. Accept what happens, be non-judgmental. You know, that same thing like I tell you about the karmic situation. Now, okay, well, it's your turn to bat now, you know, about the karma. You see how I feel, but see, that's kind of judgmental there. I tell myself. So you got to really get to the point that you can't be judgmental of things, not even just with yourself, things on the outside in your environment as well. And remember at all times to smile. Smile, it doesn't matter. Smile when your heart is breaking. Smile. So you got to smile regardless. Listen, gotta put my glasses on. I already starting. I don't know why I get down here. Soon as I get down here, the eyes start acting up. Okay. I don't know if I shifted to another past life or what. Okay, here we go. I gotta have, I call my Vogue, editor of Vogue in Chief glasses on, or my Mary J. Blige ones. Okay, so now, what is support? Oh, sorry. Listen, acknowledge, avoid interjecting with your own story or advice. This is very good. I would say acknowledge things, the feelings that you are occurring, especially this being with the moon happening. This is very emotional times. Acknowledge it. Don't ignore it. Feel it. Like they said, let it flow through you and let it go. Just keep on letting the emotions that you're feeling at this time, let them come and let them flow. Avoid interjecting with your own story or advice. I think about Ayana Van Zandt, in which she's pretty much saying, she always say, okay, all right, beloved. Now, okay, now you're telling your story. Now, what is your story? Okay, now you got to stop telling your story. Because as you're telling your story, you're reliving it. And you're going through those pains all over again. And so we got to find a way to change your story, change the script. And that's the same thing. Things that are going on, maybe you're even interjecting your own feelings, your own, I call it, your coloring with your own crayons of pain, you know, past hurts, things that your parents had done, what you grew up, your childhood pains, your inner child. And so you have to kind of really keep in mind that watch what you're interjecting. What other things are you putting into the pot that might not have ingredients that might not even belong in there? You know, because like I think about my mom when she makes chili. She puts everything kitchen sink, chocolate, Mexican chocolate, you know, cilantro, all different kind of seasons in there and stuff. So, you know, some things you can put in chili that kind of, you know, now you're saying, well, what is this? This ain't called no chili now. I don't know what this thing came into. You know, so if you was making chili, you wouldn't put no shrimp. I never seen that or heard that before. That would be another way. That's called gumbo now. Gumbo to me is another version of chili, but it's seafood version of it. And, you know, you just got to watch what things that you are placing into the story that's changing the real script. Because I always think about what Usher said. There's always three sides to a story. There's their version, my version, and the truth. And you got to remember what kind of things are you interjecting and putting into the story. Especially when you talk about this twin flame journey into the unisoul journey. What things are you interjecting that's kind of stopping it from really being really on this true path that it needs to go, as far as you telling the story and you instant replaying things over again, you know. I not even have to even do that even with myself, saying because we had the Divine Masculine, we had conversation about something, and the way it went on, I had to even ask myself, say, are you really looking at or him giving you, stating it the way it is? Or are you interjecting your own feeling about it? What was the thing? Because even I like, you got to let it go. I was joking with him about something. And I don't know if he took it the wrong way because it was via text, or if it was me that when I read the text, it was taken the wrong way, you know. And I found myself apologizing because I don't know if it did, but it felt like when I tapped into him, interjected through spirit, like I said, okay, I think maybe I might have overstepped my bounds there or over joked a little too much there, because he snapped back. And I got it, and I didn't like it. But but my thing is again, he might have just been really just playing it. Just a matter of fact, it's like, okay, but I took it in a different way. So I had to kind of remind myself, like, which way did you color that wrong? Through text. That's why I don't like texting too much, because that could always be misconstrued. Whichever way you do it, the person said, and they're like, oh, that's not what I meant, and you took that way. Well, say, well, and I read it in this voice, but you have to again watch what you're interjecting, as well, as far as in the relationship, the things, the interaction that the Divine Masculine does, that might not even be his intent, but we calling it, well, that's what you did in the past, so that's probably how you gonna act now. You know, so we got to, again, I remember the saying, we got to give the principle of charity. We got to give everybody the benefit of the doubt that they have good intentions. Divine Feminine support. Connect with your heart. Ask open-ended questions to explore. Again, when you're talking about even dealing with just a partner, I say with just yourself, bringing Divine Feminine and Divine Masculine together. I would say first thing is again, you know, I say that even on the channel, and I know that for myself. Your heart will not steer you wrong, even when your mind does, because the mind and that ego can get together and they can double team that heart and shut that little poor heart down and say, shut up, you don't know what the hell you talking about. He doing X, Y, Z. We know it for a fact, don't we? Ego sure do. you was doing so and so and so and so. Yeah, I know for a fact she was doing X, Y, and Z. And the mind saying, you know what? After I think about it, you sure are right. She sure was doing X, Y, and Z. And then before they in double T, the poor little heart, the part saying, but that's not what they did. I feel it in my heart. They were really doing it out of love. And then both of them saying, the hell they was. We know they true intention. They ain't no good. So, you know, you gotta watch it with that. Connect with your heart. Ask the open questions. So then again, like I said before, we'll have that conversation with yourself. Okay, first of all, ego, why do you say they did? Well, you know they did that before. You know they lied before. Okay, why is the problem you having with them saying that way? Well, they kind of remind me of my dad when he used to lie to my mom. Okay. All right, so now we're getting there. So, okay, who am I talking to now? Well, now you're talking to the inner child. Okay, so now what can we do, inner child, to make yourself feel comfortable that every time when somebody says something to use that type of phrasing, that they're not really, you not being lied to. We've got to watch what are we interjecting into the story. Is this truly what the divine masculine or the divine feminine wants to do? Is that what they're really actually saying? No. And then you ask the heart. Heart, what do you say? No, that really what he wasn't saying. He was just saying that he didn't like, you know, the thing. This is very serious. And, you know, he was just making just a blank statement. He didn't mean nothing bad. Oh, okay. All right then. So, you know, you got it. But he meant it in love because, you know, you all was okay at the end. Like, yeah, okay, y'all say y'all regular endings like you all do. Yeah, we did. So he wasn't upset. He talked to you later on, didn't he? Yeah, okay. Well, then that's how you know he was all right. You was the one that got the problem. Yeah, you kind of all right. Okay, so maybe I got to watch how I'm thinking, how he's talking to me. So that's the same thing. So ask them open-ended questions. That's what we're talking about, to explore your feelings, to get down to it. Be me, divine masculine. So your intent is you got to be me. You got to be really authentic. You got to be your true and authentic self. What is most important to you? And in order for you to answer that and be your true authentic self of being you, you need to find out what is important to you. All right, let's go on into looking at the energies. What are some events that's going to take place? Clear. Over the weekend for the divine feminine. Things are going to happen for the divine masculine. Let's clarify these things with love. Divine feminine. Clarify these things. Oh, nope. It is what it is. Okay, and for the divine masculine. Clarify that. I was watching somebody's clear video, and I swear by God, this lady had a ritual. She took dag near 20 minutes. I'm watching her wiping her table down with her feather, and not judging her, but beautiful music, angelic music and everything. And I'm like, in my mind, I'm always rushing. I said, oh my God, I'm taking too long on camera with the people. I know my people like, will she come on? With the thing. I said, let me stop. I seen this lady, she's just beautiful music. She just take the feather. You can see her getting herself set up and laying out all the cards very delicately and everything. I said, let me stop trying to rush myself on here and just kind of do that. She sit with the cards and meditate and everything. I said, I got to learn from her. So just really steady, just like, okay, calm, cool, and collective about that. Okay, so this weekend, I'm just telling myself, for the divine feminine, we had the 10 of Earth in reverse. Now with this 10 of Earth in reverse, a very happy family life, financial security, finding magic in the little things in life. We have that in reverse. We have some things going on here. because it seems as if the divine feminine is observing some things that's kind of stressing her out. One thing is dealing with her finances. Now, finances could be abundance just in every avenue. This is dealing with her family. This could be two ways: family life, or it could be a soul family. Some things maybe she's picking up through the ethers, some things that's going on collectively. This is what I'm picking up, because again, like I said, this weekend is very emotional. Some finances, trying to get some things a little bit kind of secure. Her security in her finances. Finances, again, like I said, could be in her abundance in every avenue in life. And really having her really start to kind of see and focus in on the little things in life. Not the the big things in life. Correction, because it's little, it's the opposite. So she's looking at the overall picture, divine feminine. You're looking at the overall picture, and that's why I say it's making you become the observer. This is the fox, which means you're trying to find you a sense of balance. I've seen if I could count on every channel that I've watched, everyone has talked about this balance. Balance for the feminine, and then I've heard of somebody else say balance for the divine masculine. We really, this moon is really helping us to kind of find, you know, like you know, when you used to go to the doctor, and this is what I'm picturing, you used to get on the weight scale, and the nurse would keep on moving that little thing back and forth until it kind of counted, until it came balanced to your weight. That is what's going on now with the energies. They're kind of pushing things and taking things away and adding things and subtracting karmically, spiritually. They say, okay, put this on the table. No, take that off. She's not ready for it. Put this on the table. Yes, she's ready for that. This is going to lead her into this. Or this is what's going on right now. I can see them like the angels kind of like say, put it this way. No, that's not. Center it this way, this way. This, okay, yeah, this is good. This is going to be where her divinity helps her right there. So she's becoming an observer. This weekend for the divine masculine, you got two events that's going on with this. Three of water, a celebration, a wedding, and graduation, a birth announcement, the need to have more fun. Knight of fire, passionate, adventurous, self-assured, restless, a sudden event that needs immediate attention. Time is of the essence. Think things through carefully. Past life, you have known each other before. And to be fair. Now that's funny. He's got the balance scare here, but to be a fair is in reverse. Okay, so what I'm picking up here is something is happening as a catalyst this weekend for this past life relationship. So this will be the divine feminine showing up on the scene. However, at the same time, this Three of Cups comes up. The Three of Cups, I know traditionally by seeing other videos, this is really, all they're saying about celebration, wedding, graduation, birth announcement, the need, have more fun. But in traditional tarot, this Three of Cups means that that's the karmic situation popping up. Again, karmic situation be a person, place, a thing. He's in the, right now, he's, I guess, I'm in the mood for love, simply because you're near me. So the divine feminine is near him. He can feel her energetically. She's on his mind. All of these things. So this past life is like, I can picture a person like hunch. The divine feminine is like, I done jumped on your back. You know how you do piggyback, ride with me, piggyback. So she's kind of going, and he's happy about it. I can see him, you know, how they be playfully, you know, doing that. It's not a problem. It's not a burden about this. And so in his mindset right now, he's feeling like, you know what, it's a celebration right now because things I feel is shifting energetically, emotionally. I'm feeling like in some ways I really feel like I could do a great commitment wedding. If it's not even an actual wedding, he's thinking about doing that. He probably is. I can picture him saying, no, I am dreaming and thinking about this. Graduation means it's moving up to the next level. I'm on a new level. Leveling up. And he's learned some things, which is causing him to say, I feel like I could graduate, which means to step up to the next level. Birth of announcement would mean that he's giving birth to a new idea and birth to a new self, and the need to have more fun. So he's really at the point of saying, you know what, all these things with these energies happening is becoming very heavy. I feel like I need to kind of lighten my load a little bit. I'm kind of start thinking, what way I can lighten my load is start thinking about the divine feminine, her light she brings, her energy, her positivity. Rather, you are divine masculine in communications with her, not a communication. Right now, you feeling kind of in, like I said, I'm in the mood for love, simply because you're near me. So that part you're feeling, okay. However, this 3 of Cups is here, but you're really saying, I really feeling like I want to kind of chart a new waters or territory and give this cup to the divine feminine. You're feeling right now that although that's in your emotions and your actions, you're really kind of feeling passionate, adventurous, self-assured, and restless. You really want to kind of do something, and this restlessness, when I'm seeing here, is leading to you. When I look at this card, I keep on hearing divine masculine. It's like, the hell with this. I'm gonna throw caution to the wind. I really don't care what the hell is going on. These divine masculines that I'm picking up here, it's like I'm tired of being fair. You know, I'm trying to weigh the karmic. I'm trying to weigh the feminine thing, or weighing things for what my family members saying, or trying to be politically correct in this situation. And so right now it's like he's saying, I hear him saying, I don't want to be fair about this damn situation. Right now I really feel like I want to do something that's for me. And I seen pink come over, so I know that's right. So now there's a sudden event that needs immediate attention. So now, okay, the universe is saying, okay, now what? What is important to you? How can you be me? How can you be you, divine masculine? And so now you're like, okay, the universe is like, I can hear the Marissa Tomei from my cousin visit. My biological clock is ticking. So now you're saying, okay, now things is ticking. Now it's like, okay, now the biological life, the clock is ticking. Now what do we do with this information? So time is of the essence, as it say. Think things through carefully. Okay, so this is a night. What I tell you all before in the last meeting, okay, well, yeah, when all of the divine unisouls rise up and let's meet. Okay, so we had in our last meeting that we had, I told you about this night. This night is not king. It still got a little immature. This is somebody that's saying, again, I ain't ready to buy the Pandora's bracelet, but I sure am damn ready to go commit and get you a charm to put on that bracelet. Okay, so it's like a promise ring. I ain't ready to do the commit, but I am ready to put the promise ring, the ring on there, on your finger, to say one day this is going to switch from this to this. Okay, so that is what he's doing right now, the divine masculine. I picked that up very strongly. Okay. Let's see. What things do you need to stop? Got an idea. What things do you need to work on, divine feminine, clear, in your divinity? What things do you need to work on, divine masculine, to gain your divinity? What things would you need to surrender in order to get this divinity? Oh, you got a lot to do there. And for the divine master, what things do we need to surrender? Whoa. Okay, makes sense to me. Okay, I mean, that was the jumper there. That was really being influenced there. Okay, let's start with you since you jumped off the thing. Let's go, divine masculine. We'll switch it up. Okay, so divine masculine, you need to work on balance. Okay, we don't do reversals in there. So you need to balance both. You got all this thing. You want to know what is important to you. You feel like, you're saying, damn it to hell with this kind of trying to be fair to every damn body. How about I choose me for once? Kind of attitude. Because you feel like this past life, again, you in the mood for love simply because your divine feminine is near you. You got this cup of love that you want to offer, but you still got this karmic situation that you're in. We'll go into that, delve into that, and see what's going on with that. Because she didn't showed up. So, and I said this week we was going to handle that. So, balance. So you need to balance between your analytical self, your mind, and your emotions, or your feminine self and your divine masculine self. How you're going to be able to create that balance is you got to surrender to miracles, okay? Because some of you all that is in these karmic situations, like my grandmother has said, her saying was always about mom passed it on. You got your hand in the lion's mouth, and you got to be real careful how you're going to get it out. And so you got to really kind of, she said, God bless you, I love you too. That means that you really have to really work on this. Seeing the miracles is one way, okay? Be open to miracles occurring in your life. Feel and know that these events are real. Let go of any resistance. Banish any doubt that miracles can happen. And so this is how you're going to do this, is through your balance. Because as thinking with the analytical mind, most of the time it's like, I don't believe in miracles. I got to see it to know that it's real, okay? The emotion and divine feminine would say, the emotion self would say, yeah, I can believe that. I can see that. I don't need to see that. I can feel it in my heart. That's, again, going back to that ballad that's going on with the poor little, we got in my class where we have like a stuffed thing of a heart. We call him Mr. Love. So you got Mr. Love trying to battle ego, which is the lion. And then you got the one and the scarecrow, which is be the mind. We take it like the Wizard of Oz. So you got the cowardly lion, which is the ego. That's no, that ain't gonna happen. That's impossible. You didn't did X, Y. Okay, I just say, okay, this is a scenario. So the ego mind, the cowardly lion. Lion. And say, we got good life here. We gonna stay right on into this relationship with this Karmic. And the scarecrow with his scary behind is talking about, well, I don't see how we gonna get out this situation. Cause number one, we done signed the papers. We got a house together. Ain't no way my money is funny. I ain't no way I'm gonna get out this situation. I'm gonna be in this thing for life. And Mr. Love, the heart, is standing over there saying, but my heart ain't in. I don't want to be in this situation no more. And both of them double teaming back and forth on that. And so, that's the conversation that's going on in divine masculine with this situation. And so that's why I'm saying, and the heart is saying, but I believe I can do this. I can get out of it. And the scarecrow says, shut up. We too scared. We gonna stay in here. It's comfortable here. Where we at in this house, although we miserable, but at least we got a roof over our head. And the daggone cowardly lion is sitting up there talking about ego. Nah, we doing good. Look at this and all this stuff. And this feeding this pack of lies, while the heart is being double teamed by these two things, and the heart is just one thing. So we got to remember to always to surrender divine masculine to the miracles, see beyond, to have that conversation again with yourself. Go to what's going to help you get out of this, and I picked this up, is going to your divine feminine self. That's why this year is really for you divine masculines to get into your feminine side, because some of this stuff, the divine feminine self is going to help you to manifest getting out of this, manifest you into union. Do some of these things again. This, like I told you, this because I say divine feminines, we house both inside. So you need to check into your divine feminine self and see, okay, connect with your heart. Ask open-ended questions. Explore, okay, why are we feeling like we can't check out of this situation? You know, in order for the universe to put me in it, there's got to be a way out of it. Like I told you in the last reading, there's always a front door and a back door to every situation for you to be able to walk in and walk right on through and right on out. Okay, your thing is just like when you go into different places, they tell you all the time when you sit in at theaters, please mind and look and view at all exit signs. You should be doing that when you get in situations that you know that's sticky, that you don't want to. Automatically, you should be looking for exit sign. Exit right there. Exit right there. Okay. If it get hard, I can exit out this window. You know, you should be looking at all times how you can kind of get yourself out of the situation. Okay. Ooh, that was good. I just came up with that. All right, next one. Surrender to joy. A key to positive change in your life is to let your joy in and savor it. Indulge in random acts of smiling, doing both the hard and easy times. Keep surrendering to more joy. That's what I told you. Like I said for the Divine Master, that song came to me. If I could play it a little bit. I come to praise you. You got to learn how to praise through the good times and bad. I praise you because praise is what I do. You just got to be thankful for where you are. So you got to be able to surrender to the joy. Both again, they said for the Divine Feminine, we are reflecting each other. They said invite for her when he had the intention card for her to smile. Same thing that they want for you, Divine Master. You got to smile. Smile though your heart is aching. Smile though your heart is breaking. Though you smile. Though you just smile. So okay. You fill in the blank. Some of you y'all know it was all I was doing is accompanying you by humming. Okay, so you gotta smile. Okay, Kirk's Frankers, I can't think of his, but you can do his too. Yeah, a smile. Because it's talking about the clouds and everything like that. So Divine Feminine, you need to, in your divinity, you need to be open. Okay, and it told you to be open. Invite. Open-ended. Open been mentioned 2 times on this about you as far as your partnership with yourself, partnership with your divine masculine, and the partnership with the world. Okay, so you got to be open. Okay, make peace with the shadow self. Learn, like I said, again, acknowledge what's going on in your shadows so you can be able to walk into new horizons, bring in the light. You got to be open about things with your divine masculine. I told you all that before. Even with the situation with him being in a karmic situation, you've got to be open to that as well. You cannot be judgmental, using the words off the thing and interjecting your own advice and your own things and feelings into what the situation is. Again, this divine masculine is your other self. We got to kind of keep that in mind. And I've kind of made myself to kind of really, speak in terms of like the third person. We, us, those things. I try to, even talking to the divine masculine, try to, just consciously let him, sending that over to him in the 3D. What's as myself? We, us, when I see things that he's doing that I'm not liking, okay, ain't no more, that's his issue, now that's us. What is the mirror? That's where those mirrors exercises come in with, okay, what is it seeing in him I don't like, okay, when we had the conversation this week, and I didn't like how he did that, to me, that was mirroring back to me how sometimes I always like to be right. That, to me, that statement that was said there, I understand that what was going on was serious. Me throwing in a joke there to kind of lighten up the mood. and he recanting back with that statement there. That to me kind of, if I would say that, that's semi things within myself that I always like to be right. Okay, that's an understatement. I already knew what was going on with this situation. I knew it was very dead serious and dire what was going on. But at the same time, and that's funny, and I told him, I said, I just wanted to make you smile. Now, see, smile all up in here. So that means he's here. So my thing is that you have to kind of really keep that in mind, that when we're talking and interacting and things are happening and occurring, that is really, that's us. You know, that's not, ain't no them versus us. Again, that's us. Okay, so we got to keep open to things too. Changes in philosophy, changes of things that maybe we got to do. I like the one lady, and that goes back to what we was talking about, where he is here, saying about being wrong, and saying always want to be right. One of the ladies I was watching a video was stating the same thing too, is that we also got to get to the point that we might also have to admit to ourselves that we're wrong. Acknowledge, going back to listen. You know, maybe we're wrong about things, wrong about how we viewed the divine masculine, and admitting it, you know, yeah, the early parts, yeah, I did push you away, or yes, I was very codependent upon him. Yes, I did look to him to validate me. Yes, I did look at him to say, oh, look, now I got me somebody. Now I had someone to love. I wasn't looking at him as a person. And so those are some of the things, the dialogues that you have to kind of really inwardly say, you know, but yeah, as I look at retrospect, yeah, that's wrong. Yes, I kind of see why I'm at the situation or the position that I'm in now. We've got to have those real serious dialogues about that. Another lady was, while I was watching today too, she was talking about these karmic relationships, and you can see why it happened, because the universe had made it happen, and why you had to go in separation is because for you to be more Eve stands alone, as I call it, where you're not dependent upon the divine masculine for everything. Like I said, that emotional, that physical, those things. Is like, you know what, yeah, I'm magnificent. I got because I was listening, that was so funny, my phone sometimes it get possessed, and they'll play songs over again on his own, and I was listening to Jill Scott's song, say, I'm the magnificent, say what to what, I'm the magnificent, say what to what. So she was I'm a queen of my own, I'm magnificent, so I can do it on my own, I'm magnificent, say what to what, I'm the magnificent. So she's talking about her as a divine, as a feminine, she's the magnificent. I remember when I used to sing that song, it used to be kind of a little kind of odd. But now when I sing it, you know, it has some meaning. Like, yeah, I'm the magnificent. You know, I'm all that in a bag of chips with some hot sauce. And so that. One thing I would say would be an exercise to do, and I had seen that, look at some pictures of yourself, like at the beginning of the Unisoul journey, and look at now. I had seen one picture of myself, and I could see the difference of, especially when they had us doing that challenge. And you know what? We're looking at it in one way, especially on Facebook. But you know what? That's the universe's way of kind of really saying, look at, since this is the year of self, look at how far you have grown. Look at your eyes. Your eyes tell the story. Like if I look at myself, there's my picture that I had on my thing for that challenge, 2009. I could see the fear. I could see the uncertainty in my face. I could see the unknown, like I don't know what I'm doing. Versus to now, it's pictures that I seem to know when I put side by side on there, and I see the confidence. It's like, yeah, I don't know where she's going, but wherever it is she's going to end up, she's going to be magnificent. That card I have, It's Time to Go. And you see her walking in the trail, and there's the doorway. That's how I feel that she is. This entity now is that way. Before then, I would say it would be a whole different kind of way of how I view myself. How do you do that? And that's funny, I wasn't paying attention to this. Is we got to surrender to the what is. That's why I say I felt that it's time to let go card, where you're just walking down the pathway and don't know where you're ending. So flow with what it is instead of fighting it. When you can't change the situation, compassionately accepting it exactly as it is will bring you peace. That's why I say you got to be open. Again, divine feminines, we cannot be married to the expectations of where we think this is going to be. I would never had in a million years that thought that what kind of position that I am in my unisoul journey with my divine masculine is very unique. But I would never had experience, because when he had did what he had did with that karmic situation, I figured it was deuces, and I was like, okay, well, let's set forth on course of doing what we got to do, and you know, that's it. You know, I thought we were gonna be doing this together, and I remember me saying, I said, well, I got to go on and keep on doing what God told me to do. I'm gonna continue on the mission, and I remember me taking up that flag, and when he threw it down, I said, I got to carry on. I'm sorry, I love you, but I'm gonna go on and keep on doing. Although you made that choice. It's the same thing that we're talking about with this. So you have to surrender to what is, you know, with that. And I pretty much thought that was probably it. I pretty much say, that's it. Okay, I ain't going to see you ever again in life. And not even at that time knowing exactly the extent of the twin flame journey or the unisoul journey. That's impossible. You could cut it off and say, okay, I don't see you. I say, I don't see these roses. I don't see them roses. I don't see the roses. And, you know, but it's there, you know. So you could do that, go on with life, ignore that they're, but there, and I could keep on doing the reading, but I know the roses are there, okay? Surrender to the beauty of the natural world. Taking a relaxing break is spend time in nature. Replenish yourself by feeling the beauty and the ecstasy there. That is true, especially when you talk about openness. You can't have openness if you're stressed. Okay, you just can't. And like I said, you got the chemistry and the stress. Chemistry, to me, in reverse, means you're stressed about some things that's happened with you in the divine masculine and holding in light. And I'm glad that the intent card gave you some things and principles that you have to actually look and discover at, to really see what you need to work with this weekend. I would really go back and play that again at the beginning and take some notes if I were you, divine feminine, and see what things can you actually work on this weekend to make that happen. And that's the same thing, divine masculine. I would do the same thing with you, which is sit down and say, come up with a list of 3 things. We don't need to do 10. That's important to you. And see how over the weekend you can work on chewing at that. Again, look at your astrology. Your astrology is going to help look and lead and see some kind of ways, what some characteristics underneath your astrology that's going to help you to gain those things. Divine masculine, and same thing with you, divine feminine. See how you can invite, listen, and support by using some of those characteristics that are there. You have also divine feminine. You got to get with some action this weekend too, which is true. That's why I told you about that partnership. They say invite, listen, support. That's the action you got to take, because you got to surrender to your passion. Get out of your head, feel the fire in your belly, focus on the people and activities that ignite your passion, and let it flow. I would say that this weekend I probably have to even fight with myself, because I feel the intent, because especially what's happening in Chicago with the snow, I feel more kind of homebody, kind of want to take on that tarot card, the hermit, kind of want to take this introspection of myself and doing that. But you know, you got to kind of push yourself, especially what's happening here, the things in reverse, saying very happy. So something's happening with you. Got to get in touch with your soul family, dealing with your family. The collective is playing a part, so you got to kind of fight that, because you might want to surrender and succumb and submit to it, but you got to tell yourself, I got to get that fire in my belly, and I got to get some action, especially when you got to look at this overall big picture of things and these finances. Like I say, finances doesn't have to be about that. It's about the abundance of life. Okay. I'm not doing all the extra because this is running kind of long. Okay, let's go on to, I'm going to use it for that one because I want to do inspection on this karmic thing. Why that popped up for the divine masculine. What is it that the divine feminine wants to say to the divine masculine? I'm a magnificent. Say what you want. I'm a magnificent. Say what you want. I could be magnificent. Nope, 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 nope. Like a queen on the throne. I'm magnificent. I'm a magnificent. Say what you want. That's it, clear. Clear. Divine feminine. What do you want to say to the divine masculine? She said, I want to tell him I'm the magnificent. I'm a queen on the throne. I can do it on my own. I'm magnificent. Okay, all right. Find me the card, please. We ain't gonna do like we did last time. You going back to not talking again? Because I'm on my own this weekend. Okay. I gotta practice my openness. I gotta invite, listen, and support. Okay, so tell me what you want to tell. Thank you. Okay, and what you want to tell divine masculine, what you want to tell the divine feminine this weekend. I'm magnificent. Hey, I'm a queen of my own. Magnificent. I'm magnificent. Say what you want. Okay, now divine feminine wants to tell the divine masculine, ask for help. What is it you really need help with? Be willing to allow yourself the support you need. So this is, I see a woman here, so I'll say your emotions. So your emotions, divine masculine. I think I've seen that in somebody else's video where they're saying divine masculines, go talk to somebody wise. Somebody that knows. This looks like this is a King Neptune to me, which to me will be somebody who is really deep, has really sailed those deep waters, have dived into those deep waters of the emotions. Don't get anybody again, like I said, that friend, that's that yes friend, that's always positive. You need to get somebody who's really saying, I've been there, I've done that, I can help you. So that could be either with somebody, if you feel divine masculine, the divine feminine is telling you, go get your psychic, talk to some reader, somebody who really knows the twin flame, because like I told you all before, and I think I had this conversation with Sean too, that, nobody knows a twin flame better than a twin flame reader or a unisoul reader. It's very difficult because of the frequency we reign on, or we house on, or we resonate on for regular third level, when we're on 10th level as unisouls, for them to kind of tap into it. They could tap into some of them, but they're not getting the overall picture of it. That's one way. Or if you got a person that really knows you in and out, like I would say, like my mom knows me, or you got some kind of good friend that kind of knows you like the back of their hand, go talk to them, but not somebody superficial, because like I said, when I look at this card, I see this King Neptune here. Oh, Lord, and what's the other one? His name is God of the Sea. This here, this person, for him to be the God of it, that means he has mastered. This person has mastered their emotions. Okay, so don't get no average Joe Blow off the street that, not Uncle Ray, and they had been married 5, 6 damn times, and you come and talk to him about he's still looking at the young tenderoni down the damn street, and now you won't come to him for advice. That's no. We ain't going to him. Now, if it's Uncle Ray done married 2 times, and you can see him saying, no, this time I done found the right one. It's almost talking like Steve Harvey a little bit, and seemed like, he's like, I done learned through all these marriages, what I like, what I don't like. I done dealt with, and I could kind of give you some pearls of wisdom. I done died for that oyster. I done found that pearl. Fine. Okay. That's who you would go with. But like I said, don't get with no Uncle Ray Ray that been married 6 times and still looking at the young tenderoni there on corner. Ooh, girl, you look good. I slap you up with a biscuit. No, and flirting with everything that's got a skirt on it and a switch. No, you don't go no get advice from that person. Okay, miracles and blessings. Everything has its gifts. Okay, and so the divine feminine is telling you, find a gift in everything. And that's why I was telling my divine masculine the same thing. It doesn't matter in every little thing. That's what it's saying about praise. Just finding the higher frequency and the higher vibration to everything, no matter what, is important. So everything is a gift. This karmic situation is a gift. The situation behind it, there's something that you could always to me give. She look like she's giving, and she could look like she's receiving emotionally. Okay, divine masculine wants to say to the divine feminine, focus on love. Look for good attributes in each and every person in your life. So the divine feminine is telling them to look at the everything. That means material and people, period. Remember about surrender to miracles. So the divine feminine is saying, I'm backing that up. Yes, the blessings. Surrender to blessings and believe in them. It's a miracle. It's a miracle. It's a miracle. Dreams are made of emotions. Remember Culture Club, Boy George. So yeah, you got to kind of remember that. So look for the good attributes in each and every person in your life. This is simple right there to the point. She's saying focus in it. Learn how to kind of slay the dragons here. This dragon is very friendly. Divine masculines, if you do believe in that, dragons, there are dragons there, just like you got fairies and other things that are helping out as far as spiritual entities that can help you as well. Kind of sit, meditate, and see what kind of dragon comes to mind. Each dragon, you could Google and look that up. It has a different significance to it that you can work with. You have to ask them. They're not going to just kind of pop up on the scene. They'll give you signs of their presence. And you got to be very, like I say, open and receptive to it. They'll come to you when they're ready to reveal themselves to you. You can ask them their name and everything. Mine's is, dragon is black with green eyes. I call them her. It's androgynous to me sometimes. Oregon. So it's got all that together. So that's the name I've seen on the board I asked, and so that's what it is. So they'll help you get that strength. Mine's every time when my phone gets possessed, it plays Nicki Minaj, I am a dragon. I am dragon. That's when I know it's a calling card. The dragon's like, hello, I want to talk to you today. So that's they'll reveal themselves to you. So divine masculine, I would say, if you're not ready for that, that's fine. I can see some resistance for divine, like dragons. Oh hell no, this girl lost her damn freaking mind. Now you didn't took it too damn far. Now I was kind of with you saying, trying to understand how to connect with the divine feminine. Now you talking about fairies and dragons. What the hell next gonna be coming out? So that's. We're going to baby step you one step at a time. But yes, they do exist and help. Okay, so now, physical touch is that. I forgot. This is what he's saying to the divine feminine. And I would say that for you, divine masculines as well. For me to say that might be a Freudian slip. That's two. So divine feminines, get in touch with your dragons as well. You're more receptive. You will accept that. So sit, picture, think of a dragon, see what comes to mind. If you have a white dragon, sometimes I kind of bounce by. The white dragon ain't came. They like, I'm in the background. That's very highly spiritual. When you're ready and you at that level point, I'll kind of step forward. But right now, the black one. is pretty much kind of taking over and helping. So divine feminines, you're receptive. I talk to you because I felt the resistance for divine. Oh, hell nah. Okay, so the feminines, emotionally, when you need to have that extra power or protection or things like that, each one has a different meaning. You can look that up as far as semblance and the colors of each one that come to you, because they come in very beautiful arrays. I can see them. You got black, you got beautiful blue, very pink, orange, green, you know, white, whatever you want, brown, whatever you need at that point, purple, whichever kind of color you want. They're there to help you and lead you in things. He also says physical touch is important. For some of us, nothing is more important than a tender touch. This might include a pat on the back or giving a hug to someone who needs it. So he wants you to focus on love, and he wants you to also work on the physical touch too. So, you know, you can picture, if you don't have a divine masculine in the physical, in the 3D, picture yourself getting a hug, feeling you put around, rubbing them on the back, saying, you know, because like I said, they're going through something, these karmic things, saying, okay, baby, it's all right, you know, I'm here interjecting love because that's you. You can rub your own back and say that, a stroke, or sometimes, or you can hug yourself. And energy is saying, you know, this is me hugging you, divine masculine. You know, it's going to be all right. I know it's rough. You know, I got you. You know, sometimes I found myself instinctively kind of kissing my hand or kissing on this side. Say, okay, baby, you know, it's going to be okay. Like you hold your hand. Sometimes I do instinctively find myself holding. Like I say, you know that, and I can hear him teasing. Okay, you hold my hand. Like, yeah, I don't know why today. I just want to kind of hold your hand. You know, so that kind of helps out too. So the physical touch, if you can't do that, you can kind of send it to them that way where you're touching yourself, which is like touching them as well. Okay, okay. Let's see. That's been an hour. Let's see what the universe wants to say to both of you all. I'm just going to call one card clear. I'll do that in the other one because I want to check that out real quick. Okay. For both of you all, worry is a wasted emotion. Look like that came out last time. So just let it go, let it flow. Let it flow, let it go, let it flow, let it flow. Do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do. So you gotta let it flow. Let it flow. Oh, let it flow, let it flow. Okay, so now, let's see. What are these energies? What do they lead us as far as union? Okay, how many cards is that? How sound like Olivia. I mean, no, Lord have mercy, not Olivia. Ooh, somebody named Olivia's on there? I don't know why Olivia came to me. So if anybody know Olivia, something going on with that person. Like Julia Roberts in there. I almost peed my pants. I thought that in Pretty Woman. I thought we had 5 cards. They brought out 4. We're gonna, oh wait. What you say? Oh my God. Okay, okay, okay. All right. So we got the Sun card. We know what that is. So we know that's to be, also could be new beginnings. This is why this energy is here. Becoming in touch with our divinity. The Sun, we definitely know that's dealing with the divine masculine as well. It's helping him come into his full being of who he is, like you say, being him. So that's on both sides of us. This, which is really good. This is really good fortune. Everything coming out there when we see that Sun. So this is really new horizons coming on. We have here also, we got little mice eating things. Now, mice have or rats have a purpose. We don't like them coming, but they do come and eat up the waste and the garbage that we have. So this mice, to me, every time when I dream of mice or see mice or anything like that, that means there's a problem. So these problems, which could be karmic also, or things in our karmic situations, or problems in life period, come along to help waste, to draw attention to, and to get rid of some things that we don't need to no longer have. So that's what these energies are bringing to us here. We have Stork, which really is new beginnings, but new beginnings being brought in a different, interesting and unique way, because most of the time when Stork brings the baby, that's not really your likely source of bringing, that's not how really babies are naturally occur. However, we do see that these both are nurturing something, which is giving birth to. Have they already given birth yet? The little babies. So we're really learning how to nurture our emotions or things that are really beginning. It could be projects, new beginnings of even relationships and love things. It's like a real start. So we got two parts, two entities, the father and the mother, which would be the divine feminine and divine masculine, helping to nurture these new ideas, these new things that we want to take off in life there. And we also have a ring. Now, didn't I talk at the beginning about the ring, taking the promised ring and moving it over to this one? We have a scroll here. The scroll to me also says a commitment. So this really, all these energies that's happening this weekend is helping us to either to come into union, in of a cycle, come into a true commitment, also a thing of being a sign of contract as well. It could be marriage as well. It's like I'm really going to sign on the dotted line. Scroll could also be talking about in the past, writing it down, written form, a way of saying I'm really going to commit to this. And so this is what it is, the ring, the marriage thing. That would say just a real true commitment, a promise to it. Now that's funny, I talked about that early and it came out. Okay, so that is the end of the weekend read for this. So this would be carrying us on for the 19th, the 20th, and I probably will be on, that would be the 22nd, because we got the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Weekend. So we take it observant. So really that's interesting on that. We know that Dr. Martin Luther King stood for freedom, standing up for civil rights. Again, your rights, who you are. Let's take it in light of what he stood for, which he was saying, one of his famous quotes is that we need to stand up and get up with from our own bootstraps. Now I'm putting the quote in my own things, but that's the same thing that we have to do, divines, feminines and divine masculines, is that we got to stand up by our own bootstraps, get our own self up. And that's really what we need, the energy that we got to work with this weekend. So keep that in mind. So again, if you would like to have a reading with me, go to send me an email, which is divineunisols11@gmail.com. I'm running still a special for the month of January, $11. You can get a read with me. Again, so far the reading's been kind of running, because this week I got a little hectic, but mostly on average they run from 48 to 72 hours for me to get that turnaround time for you. And all the reviews have been pretty good, as well as all of them have been. They've been spot on. So if you'd like to have a reading with me, let me know. So with that and parting, I would say until next time, stay uplifted, stay motivated, stay ascended. Namaste, Namago.